Okay, Saturday, 31st of August, 2024. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Psychology Saturday. Understand yourself and others better. So being too intense for people. So, about 20 or so years ago, I remember watching an episode of a TV show called Malcolm in the Middle. And there was this one episode, it's about a dysfunctional family in flyover country in the Midwest somewhere in the States. This dysfunctional family, and they're, boys 12 or so years old, 13, 14, whatever. And there was an episode where one of them was trying to get a girlfriend, and he didn't quite understand what was going wrong. So he tried an experiment where he was a smart kid, so he decided to talk less intense with people or women, talking more casually with them, down to earth, not so intense, specific scientific words, calculated concepts, whatever else. Just, this is stupid, or it's weird, or whatever else. Really simple stuff. And I remember that 20 odd years ago. And I suddenly realised that with people in society, in general, in the world, if you're too intense with them, you're too specific, you're too scientific, you're not down to earth with them, it can really alienate people. So for example, if someone says, why is the sky blue? And you give a real complex, specific answer, scientific, technically correct, geographically correct answer that lasts a minute. In your mind, you could be 100% true. Your facts could be correct, by all means. But it's too intense for people, or some people don't really want to know, they just want a simple, basic answer. It's just weird, something's weird up there, something is different, things are different up there. And I noticed that if you're too intense with people, it's off-putting. Of course, in the context, the people, the situation, time of day, at 1 a.m, depending on, the context, I don't particularly want to talk about astrophysics at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, Sunday night, depending on who I am with or whatever else, context. But I notice it can be too intense for people. Case in point, a few weeks ago, I came across an interesting situation where, the details don't matter, but this person hadn't seen that person in 25, 30 odd years. And this person hadn't seen that person, but this person knew when they last met. And I told this person here, don't be so specific as when this person last met that person. It was the 15th of September, blah, 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 blah. Now, mathematically speaking, in terms of a calendar, that could be correct. In your mind, it could be exact, it could be correct. But it's too intense, it's too off-putting, it's too specific. It's too detailed, it's not casual, it's not relaxed, it's in the context of the situation, it's too much. And I said that, don't say that, because it's too much for people, it's too intense. Just like in that Malcolm in the Middle show, when the girl asked this question, Malcolm, in his mind, knew the answer, but he just said, it's weird. One word, simple answer. And in this case, don't give the exact date. Keep it very vague, keep it simple. A long time ago. Yonks ago. Donkey's years. 20 odd years ago. Something like that. Whatever. That. It's a much more down to earth, much more palatable, much more relatable answer. Meaning, it's much more human, it's less intense. It's much more controlled, it's much more relaxed. Now again, depending on the context. And I find that if you're too intense with people, again, it's off-putting. We don't want that because it risks alienating people. I did a video about this months ago. We want friends and allies in life. Friends and allies in life. We don't want to alienate people. We don't want to make enemies on purpose, so keep it very relaxed, if you keep it very casual. Now, I would go one step further with this and say, in the actual language and wording you use in English, we can say, try to use simple one-syllable words. And again, depending on the context and the situation and the people you're with. But you could say, I'm only going to start using words that are Old English, 1 or 2 syllables long, keeping it very simple. So if someone says, why is the sky blue? In your mind, it's because the oxygen density and the type of oxygen up there, so it filters out certain light rays from the sun, the light and all the rest, only letting blue in, and the red and all the rest, it gets bounced back into space, akin to that. You could say that, scientifically correct, by all means. Or you could just say, things are weird. Something's different up there. Different, weird, strange. So if you start using Old English words, and I want to do a video about this as well in the context of relationships, but that's for the future. Maybe this Tuesday, I guess. Because when using simple words, it's much more relaxed, down to earth. So, for example, if you use the word get versus obtain obtain a Latin origin word, get Anglo-Saxon origin word. They mean the exact same thing. Have something. I want that. It's mine. But using get rather than obtain is a much more relaxed, down-to-earth word that we can use to communicate, to be understood, and for people to know, like, and trust us better. It's much more human, less intense. It's more relaxed. Get. Yeah, it's weird. It's strange. I don't know. Or even idiom, as I mentioned earlier. Donkey's ears. Yonks ago. Ooh, it's more relaxed. Less intense. The less intense we are, again, depending on the situation, the more likely, keyword there is likely, people will know, like, and trust you. Because you're approachable. If you're using too intense words or too intense complex sentences, you risk alienating people. We don't want that. That's not fun. We don't win friends and influence people. We don't win friends and allies that way. When it's distant, complex, it's Latin or Latin-based words. It's complicated. Or even when you give a specific, detailed, big, complex answer, when it's uncalled for, that's just too intense. It's just, why is it like this? When one word answer would suffice. It's just history. Geography, something akin to that. If I want to know more, we'll dig, we'll ask more. Look out for self-evident things. Does someone really want to know because they want to know the answer, or they want to know the process, or they want you to talk, whatever else? Because there's the said and the unsaid. If I say something, point blank, I'm hungry, versus do you want something to eat? There's a subtext of the one. Do you want something to eat versus I'm hungry? They mean roughly the same thing. They're saying different things, but they mean the same thing. And we have to be careful of that, because then we have to be careful with communication, keeping it soft, gentle, so as not to alienate people. So it's more likely to win influence and win friends and allies, like in the video I did before, and not to alienate people, not to be so intense. When was the last time I saw this person? It was on the 15th of September 2001 at 4:45 p.m. We were at the Swan pub in Newark-on-Trent. It was a nice day, and the next day after, you were wearing a red shirt and I was wearing a blue shirt, and then it was a nice cloudy day, good breeze, not too bad. And in the morning we had cereal for breakfast, and in the evening we had roast beef. So 25 odd years ago. 24 years, 23 years, 16 months, 6 months, 31 days and 2 hours. It's too intense. Again, context, people, place, by all means, but keep it gentle. A long time ago, yonks ago, decades, donkey's ears. Otherwise it's too intense. I don't like that. And I like to try and keep things, done some experiments, I like to try and keep things gentle, easy, one syllable words, using Old English, keeping much more palatable and more relatable, so people can like it more and respect it more. I did an interesting experiment, and I guess now I really should do a video on Tuesday about this as well. But yes, it's quite powerful, just being understood, communicating ideas simply and using few words to be understood, powerful, and to be relatable. That's important. Building rapport, to be known, liked and trusted. And how can we be known, liked and trusted in business, in life, in social situations, you name it, if we're using complex answers and words and all the rest that people don't understand, or it's just too intense, or they asked a question, why is ice cold? Well, okay, specific reason, blah, blah, blah. It's weird. Just science. Just chemistry, whatever else like that. And then if you're not catching the subtext of what people ask, are you hungry versus do you want something to eat? Or let's get something to eat, and you're taking it literal. That's the other thing, literal. You're taking it head on. That's great for efficiency, don't get me wrong. But it's that subtle nuances of society, people, places, where it's just they're not asking that. That's what they're saying, but they're asking something else. And I think that kind of level of nuance comes with practice, knowing what to say and when not to say it. It takes time. Powerful stuff. Yeah. But otherwise, nice day. This is Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. You will see me tomorrow.